Today we're diving deep into a world most people don't even know exists, luxury doomsday bunkers. This isn't some science fiction movie, this is the real deal. We're talking about how the ultra-rich, the one-percenters, are prepping for the end of the world as we know it. When the grid goes down, these guys want to be sitting pretty, sipping champagne in their underground mansions. They're investing in high-end survival real estate, and trust me, these are not your grandpa's bomb shelters. Underground gardens, swimming pools, medical centers, you name it, they got it. This is a wild one, so buckle up. Let's talk about the ultra-rich for a second. They're investing in these high-end survival shelters. And I'm not talking about some cramped concrete hole in the ground. These bunkers are like five-star hotels, man. They're massive, underground complexes designed to house these billionaires and their families for years, maybe even decades if things go sideways. Imagine this. While everyone else is fighting over scraps in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, these guys are chilling in their home theaters, sipping on vintage wine from their climate-controlled cellars. But it makes you wonder, what do they know that we don't? So what exactly makes these bunkers so luxurious? I'm talking amenities that would make even the most lavish resorts jealous. Forget about canned beans and bottled water. These bunkers have it all. We're talking gourmet kitchens stocked with enough food to last for years, wine cellars filled with rare vintages, and state-of-the-art hydroponic gardens where they can grow fresh produce underground. These bunkers have swimming pools, spas, movie theaters, even bowling alleys. It's like a high-end cruise ship that just happens to be buried hundreds of feet underground. Now, you might be wondering, where do they build these underground fortresses? Well, some billionaires are buying up decommissioned military bases and missile silos. They're reinforcing these structures, updating them with the latest technology, and turning them into these impenetrable self-sustaining bunkers. Talk about repurposing, right? Imagine a concrete fortress buried deep underground, able to withstand a direct hit from a nuclear bomb. They've got air filtration systems to scrub out toxins, water purification systems to provide fresh drinking water, and enough backup generators to power a small city. And it's happening right now. High-tech security. Okay, so you've got your luxury bunker, it's stocked with all the essentials and then some, but how do you keep the wrong people out? That's where the high-tech security comes in. We're talking facial recognition scanners, biometric locks, motion sensors, the works. These bunkers are like digital fortresses, man. They're monitored 24/7 with security systems that could rival Fort Knox. It's a level of security that's almost paranoid, but hey, can you blame them? Self-sustaining ecosystems. All right, so you're holed up in your luxury bunker. You've got security covered, but what about food? You can't live off of caviar and champagne forever, right? Well, these billionaires have thought of that too. They've got these incredible self-sustaining ecosystems built right into their bunkers. We're talking hydroponic farms, aquaculture systems, even artificial sunlight to grow crops and raise fish underground. They want to be able to live off the land, or at least off their underground gardens for years, maybe even generations, without ever having to step foot outside. It's like a mini biodome, man, a completely closed-loop system that provides everything they need to survive. Private power and water supply. Okay, let's talk about the essentials. Power and water. You can't exactly run a luxury bunker on generators and bottled water, right? These bunkers need their own independent power grids and water sources. We're talking about geothermal energy, wind turbines, solar panels, you name it, they've got it. And it's all designed to be self-sustaining so they can keep the lights on even if the grid goes down permanently. These bunkers have their own wells, filtration systems, and even rainwater collection systems. They've got all their bases covered, man. Now, let's talk about healthcare. What happens if you get sick or injured inside one of these bunkers? That's why these luxury bunkers have their own medical facilities, complete with operating rooms, intensive care units, and even dental clinics. They've got everything you'd find in a top-tier hospital right there underground, and it's not just the facilities, they've got the staff too. We're talking about private doctors, surgeons, nurses, all on standby, ready to provide medical care to the bunker residents, no matter what happens. It's like having your own private hospital, man. So you're probably thinking, how do I get into one of these luxury doomsday bunkers? Well, it's not easy, folks. You can't just walk in and book a room. These bunkers are exclusive and membership is by invitation only. And even if you do get invited, it's going to cost you. We're talking about Hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars for a spot in one of these underground havens. It's a crazy world we're living in, man. All right, so we've talked about the physical aspects of these bunkers, the amenities, the security, the self-sufficiency. But what about the mental aspect? I mean, think about it. You're locked underground, potentially for years, with limited contact with the outside world. That's why many of these luxury bunkers also include psychological support. It's not just about surviving physically, it's about surviving mentally too. Now, you might think that life in a bunker would be all about survival, about just making it through the day. But these billionaires, they're not just planning on surviving, they're planning on thriving. Many of these bunkers have classrooms, libraries, and even fully equipped offices, so residents can continue their education and work remotely, even in the event of a global catastrophe. They've got high-speed internet access, video conferencing facilities, and everything else they need to stay connected and productive, even if the outside world is in chaos. They're building underground communities. So where are all these luxury bunkers being built? Well, it turns out there are hotspots all over the world, places where the ultra-wealthy are snatching up land and building their underground fortresses. We're talking about remote islands, abandoned missile silos, even caves in the mountains. Some of the most popular locations include New Zealand, Switzerland, and the American Midwest, particularly South Dakota. These places offer privacy, security, and a sense of distance from the potential chaos of a global collapse. Now, this whole doomsday bunker thing isn't just a hobby for a few eccentric billionaires. It's become a full-blown industry, with companies specializing in the design, construction, and sale of these high-end survival shelters. We're talking about companies like Vivos, the Oppidum, and Rising S Company, all vying for a piece of the apocalypse real estate pie. They're building bigger, more luxurious, and more technologically advanced bunkers every year. With everything going on in the world, more and more wealthy individuals are looking for a way to ensure their survival, no matter what the future holds. The apocalypse, it seems, is very profitable. Now, let's say the worst happens. Society collapses, the grid goes down, and you need to get to your bunker fast. You can't exactly hop in your Ferrari and cruise down the highway, can you? That's why many of these luxury bunkers have backup escape routes. We're talking about secret tunnels, hidden passageways, even private helicopter pads, all designed to get the ultra-rich to safety as quickly and discreetly as possible. They've got escape vehicles stashed away too. It's like something out of a spy movie, but it's real life. So, what do we make of all this? Is it just a bunch of paranoid billionaires preparing for a doomsday scenario that may never happen? Or is it a practical response to a world that seems increasingly unstable and uncertain? Critics argue that these bunkers are a symptom of a larger problem, a sign that the ultra-wealthy are more interested in protecting themselves than in addressing the issues that threaten humanity as a whole. Whatever your stance, there's no denying that these luxury bunkers are a fascinating glimpse into the psychology of the ultra-rich and their anxieties about the future. So, what does the future hold for luxury bunkers? Well, if current trends are any indication, they're only going to become more popular, more luxurious, and more technologically advanced. As global instability grows, as climate change worsens, as the threat of pandemics looms, we can expect to see more and more wealthy individuals investing in these underground havens. The technology is evolving rapidly too. The future of survival, it seems, is high-tech and very, very comfortable. At least for those who can afford it. The question is, what happens to the rest of us? So, there you have it, folks. A glimpse inside the world of luxury doomsday bunkers. Would you want to live in one of these if things went south, or does it sound more like a high-end prison? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of the ultra-rich. And hey, maybe start stocking up on some canned goods, just in case.